Hi guys, Manon here. I want to make a new tutorial about off the mat, so bigger than the mat, print and cut. The same way I did my Groot. I don't know if you guys saw a picture of it, of Groot, my Groot on Facebook. If not, I think I can show you. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Okay, here is my Groot. So I'm gonna show. That is my Groot. I did him in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 piece. He is 25.5 inch tall, and see 25. I put him behind my TV, and it says "Je s'appelle Groot," which is a sentence in French in the movie. I know it's not translated correctly, but in the movie, he really says "Je s'appelle Groot." Um, I specifically died because I had so many comments about, oh, you see my cat too. So you see the back. I have the 2 feet, the arm, the head. That's 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 and 5. So that's what I mean by off the mat, print and cut, because it's a print and cut. So okay, I'm gonna go back here. So I'm gonna make it from start to finish. It's not Groot that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make this Stormtrooper. So you have to make the base for your registration mark. You can do it in Inkscape, but I don't know how to do with Inkscape. I'm gonna link below um, the video from Eric M. Boyd. That's the guy from whom I learned the base for the technique, and he has a video on how to do it in Inkscape. So for me, I work with Photoshop, and I'm a self-taught, so my technique is not perfect. There are probably better one, but that's how I do it. So I'm gonna make a new one. I'm gonna use 12 by 12 sheets of paper to make, because I think it's easy just by a 12 by 12 instead of a 12 by 24. So I'm gonna make a new one, 11.5 by 11.5, since it's the size that you can use in Cricut Design Space. And I put my resolution at 300 because that is what I like. And I have to put my background to black because it's easier to see the registration mark on black than on one, since they are white. So great. Here you have your base. You gonna choose the selection tool. Then here, if you did this before, you're gonna have fixed size, but if not, you're gonna have normal. So you change it for fixed size, and here you right click and choose inch, and on the other one too, and you choose 0.25 inch on both. So what that's make, it's when you're gonna click anywhere on the layer on the background, it's gonna make a little square, 0.25 inch by 0.25 inch. I'm gonna fill that in white, and I forgot one thing. I'm gonna go back. Again, I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna do that on a new layer. So I'm gonna fill it white. I'm gonna take the move tool, take it and drag it to the corner. Then I'm gonna make a copy of the layer. So I'm gonna take the layer, drag it over the new layer. So now I have two. I'm gonna take it. Whoops, that's not what I wanna do. I wanna take the square and drag it to the next corner. Then I'm gonna merge my two layers together. So I'm gonna click on one, it's my control key, and click on the other one, right click and merge. Then I'm gonna make a copy of this layer. So grab it, hold on it, and go to new layer. Then I'm gonna take the square, the left square, and drag it down. Here, I have my 4 registration mark. I'm gonna merge again both of the layers. Here, so you have your base. That's gonna be just like that, just my base, my marks for when I'm gonna use Cricut Design Space. So now the file that I wanna do, I choose to do a Stormtrooper, and I took my image from Google, so the quality is not the highest quality. It's always better to have a big DPI image, but well, I do with what I have. So it's already a PNG, so I'm lucky. No background to erase anything. It's just like that. So first thing I'm gonna do is resize the image. So image size. I'm gonna put him at 300 dpi. That's what I prefer, and I want him at least 34 inch. Yeah, 34. I'm gonna go with 34. So it's gonna resize, and woo! What an image! I'm gonna zoom out. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make my offset because I want to do it before I slice my image, so I can. Well, you will see. That's better to do it before than to do it after. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over my layer. I'm gonna hit Control, and when you put your mouse over the image, you're gonna see that it's a square, selection square. So you click on the image, and it's gonna take the selection. So you go to select, you go to modify, expand. I choose 22. Why? It's because the guy in Eric M. Boyd in his video used 22, so I use 22 too. I'm gonna make a new layer. Then I'm gonna fill that in white. And I'm gonna drag the layer under the first one. So now I can deselect. So now I have a small offset, a white offset around my Stormtrooper. So now, the way that I'm working, I'm making my print and cut bigger than maps. I cut it, and I'm trying to have the most invisible seam that I can have. So you have to cut where you think that the seams won't be visible. So for me, if I look at this image, what sorry, I just laugh at myself because I'm not used to making video, and I just realized that I'm moving my hand and I'm moving my hand a lot, but you guys cannot see me, and I just thought about it, and I think I'm so funny. Sorry. Okay, what I use to slice, it's the polygonal lasso tool, and for me, the way I look, I'm gonna say that uh, both of the knee, I'm gonna cut there because you have a good idea that the seam's gonna be invisible there. I'm probably gonna cut around its groin too, and probably his head. What I'm gonna do to give me an idea of what it's 11 by 5, 11 and a half inch for the square is I'm gonna go on the ruler, hit my shift key, and drag a line to 11 and a half. Yeah, and I'm gonna do it again to 22 and 22. It's so 33 and a half. Okay, and I'm gonna say do the same thing but the other way, 11 and a half. So it's not a perfect science like that. It's just to give me an idea what it's gonna fit in an 11 and a half paper. Well, 12 by 12, but for Cricut Design Space, it's an 11 and a half. So if you cut both legs, it will fit, and you can put on one base. That's fine. You can put. You don't need to have one piece on one paper. You can make the most of the paper. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's I think it's gonna be pretty good like that. So I'm gonna zoom in to, oops, not out but in, so I can have a better view of what I'm gonna cut. Not that big, just maybe one. Okay, like that. So I'm gonna take the lasso, the polygonal lasso, and okay, the way I cut it, I'm sorry if the mixing of the video is, I just realized that I made a mistake, so I'm gonna try to cut the video at the right place, but if you see something weird, I'm so sorry. I just realized that I did a mistake, and I just want to do it the right way. So, oh, that's one thing I was saying. Okay. So the way I cut the legs, I'm gonna use the polygonal lasso tool, and I'm gonna click and drag, click and drag, and click and drag. Okay, then I'm gonna go around. So now I have my selection. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, can I do it right or can I? No. So I'm gonna make a new layer. Will it work like that? Do I have to? Okay. So I'm gonna cut it like doing cut, Control X. Oops, sorry, I'm not on the right layer. So Control X, and I'm gonna go on the new layer, Control V. So I'm gonna cut it like that, and I'm gonna hide it. So now I know that this part is done. So I'm gonna do the other legs. Like that, like that. And I'm gonna make the same thing. So new layer. I'm gonna go be sure to be on the Stormtrooper. I'm gonna Control X, and on the new layer, Control V. So I have my second legs. So now that I have two pieces, I'm gonna go and put them on the base. So that's the base. It's easy. I just take the layer and drag it to the right place. So here you have one. I'm gonna go get the other one. Oh, see, I just took two times the same thing. I did the same thing on my Groot, and I had to redone the second one. So this one I done. So the second layer. Okay, so I have my two legs. What I like to do to be sure to have a invisible seam, I will make some, what it's called. I'm gonna call them flaps. It's like this one. I don't have a lot of place on this sheet, so I don't know if I flip it. No, well, no. I'm gonna do it for this leg, for the first leg. So I'm gonna just gonna hide this one. Just one moment. I'm gonna take the form, and I use round rectangular tool. That's what the one I like. So what I'm gonna do, it's around where I have my offset. I'm gonna take and just drag it like that. I'm gonna put that behind the layer. So you have an idea that I'm gonna have a white piece of paper that I can put my glue on and to stick to the other piece though, so it's easier like that. So I'm just gonna merge my two layers together. So now it's just one. I wanna do the same thing on this one, but I don't have enough. Well, yes, I have some. So I'm gonna do for the other one too. So from here, I go like that. Oh, from here. Okay, can I slide it down just a little? That behind. Yes, that's fine. I'm gonna take and merge. So that's gonna be my legs. Now I'm gonna item. Next piece. I think you have a lot here. I think I'm gonna to have I'm gonna go under his arm and through his end. And I think if I flip it, yeah, I'm gonna try like that. It's really trial and error, so you have to be patient when you do this. So I'm sorry it's become a long video, but like I say, I want to do it from start to finish so you guys can see all the steps. Well. Okay, well, I'm gonna go right there. I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna go under his hand. Like that. I'm gonna go over his head, around, and back. There you go. Same thing. Make a new layer. Be sure to be on the background, the first layer. Control X and Control V. So I'm gonna try to fit this one into my base. Okay. Will it fit? I'm not sure it's gonna fit. Well, let's rotate. Let's see if it's gonna fit if I rotate. Well, no. It's missing just a little. So, forget about this one. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna go back here and I'm just gonna make it smaller. So, I think then I'm gonna cut his head off. That's the only non-violence way you can cut the head of someone. I'm gonna go on the black here, like that, and straight like that. So, new layer from here, Control X, Control V. Yeah. So now I'm sure that this two parts gonna fit on the base. And well, I'm not sure if it's gonna fit on the same one. I don't think so. No. So I'm gonna hide this one. So I'm gonna put the flap on this one. Well, I'm gonna put that from. I think if I put the head back, the hand, I think that that is gonna be fine. But you know what? I'm gonna do it again because I just saw that here I have a small piece. It's gonna be the other way. Oops. No. rasterize. When you're trying to do something and everything go wrong. You see, you just have to work with it like that and to make some slap. Think like that. So maybe it's here, it's a little too big. So this one and this one together, they're gonna merge. So I can move in and I will probably fit something else on the sheet and probably something else. Maybe not. Maybe not on this one. Okay, so next part. I'm gonna hide those. What do we have? What do we have? For sure, I'm gonna slice the chest area. So sorry. From here, here, so that you can go almost straight like that. There. So new layer from Stormtrooper, Control X, Control V. I'm gonna slice this into the base. Will it fit? Yes, it feels fine. It fits fine. Can I use both of these? No. No. You see what I mean by the flap? If you move this one, I'm gonna move just this one. Okay, I'm gonna put this one under. So I'm gonna move when I'm gonna put them together, the flap's gonna be just under like that. So I will not. It will be easier. I'm gonna put some glue, some tape runner on this, and I will just have to stick this on top of it. So it's gonna be easier like that. So now I see that when I move this like that, I will need maybe a little flap on this one for the gun. So on this one, I'm gonna use the shape, and I'm gonna put like that. This it's just a little to the right. So I'm gonna put. See, I'm gonna take one just to give me a place to see better. So like that. Oh, see, I will miss a small spot here. So I'm gonna do that again. And go like that. Yes. So now I'm gonna be sure. So now I'm gonna hide this one and I'm gonna merge both of them. This. Okay, so now we have another piece. And now, oops, I'm gonna hide this one. Will this fit on one, only one? I'm gonna try if it's gonna fit. Yes, it is. Yay. So, okay, I'm gonna just, how do I take this off? Like that. Okay. Now, I have a flap for the top, and I have a flap for the left leg, the left from the screen, but is right legs. So I'm gonna put one for the frame here. That doesn't need to be big, just so like that. Yes, and I'm gonna need one for the legs here. I want it just to be a little bit bigger, like that. So now I'm gonna merge all that. So now we have all the pieces that we need. So this part's gonna be one mat for sure. This part's gonna be one mat too. And sadly this, whoops, okay, I have to move it to the right place. Will be a one mat too. One mat. And both of the legs gotta be together. Oh, I had the flap on it, so I don't need it right here. Okay, so if I go back, no, I'm gonna hide the legs. You see, that's good to verify yourself because I just realized that I had, oh, well. Okay, that's what I want to take out. So I just took the flap from his left leg out, so I just need the part of the waist. So, okay, merge that. So, verify again, one mat, two mat. Let's see, he wasn't in the picture, so two mats, three mats, four, and both of the legs. So five. So I'm gonna need 5 sheets of 12 by 12 images. So now, when you have it like that, you have to save all of them in PNG. So I'm gonna go from bottom to top. So the legs first. So save as. I'm gonna make a new project. I'm gonna go project Stormtrooper. Okay, so select PNG. So Storm Trooper 34-inch part 1. So it's gonna save. Oh, you see what I did? I just did a big mistake. You have to hide the background. So you really need to have it on the transparent background so you can use the PNG. So I'm gonna save it again. Woo! I almost made a big mistake. PNG. Aha. Okay, the legs are done. Hide them. So now I'm gonna make the waist. Save as. PNG. Stormtrooper Part 2. And then the torso, which is this one. Save as. PNG. Part 3. Okay. Then his arm. So that's going to be part 4. That's sad. I'm going to lose a lot of paper, but well, I should have made him bigger or smaller or, well, that's how it is. And the head. So part 5. Before I print it, you can do it after. Most of the time I do it after, but since I'm recording, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna go upload my PNG in Cricut Design Space. So, okay, so I'm gonna make a new project. And I'm gonna go to upload image. You can see that I do a lot of the same project because all my form are here. I just did a 34-inch Moana 2 for my niece. So you're gonna browse and you're gonna go to your file. Where did I put it? Project Stormtrooper. So I'm gonna take part 1. You can use symbol, you can use complex, it doesn't matter. We're not gonna print with the print and cut, so I'm gonna go with sample and continue. And what's important here, you don't choose print and cut, you choose save as a cut image. That's all we need. So I'm gonna do this for the 5 parts. There you go. Part 2. You see that we have our small registration mark on it, so that will help us. That's what we need for Design Space to work. So part 3. Yeah. Oops. Save and cut. Save. Part 4. Yeah. Continue. And the last piece. 5. Here you go. So that's done. I'm gonna go back to my Photoshop and okay. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna print them the same way. You can do it any way you want, any order you want. I'm just gonna, for the purpose of the video, I'm just gonna print them in the same way that I did the PNG. So I'm gonna print the legs, then. So of course you need a wide format printer to do this. You cannot print it on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You need a 12 by 12, so you need the printer to print on a 12 by 12. Which what printer I have? It's a Epson Workforce 7620. I see I went on it so many times to lick it. Oh, put it in French. So that's the printer. Where? Oh, yeah. Haha, English. So that's the printer I have. It's a Epson Workforce WF7620 all-in-one printer. If you follow me, not follow me, but if you follow Melody Lane on Facebook and on YouTube, because I'm on that group, that's where I'm gonna post the video and everything. She has the 7610, and I think that's Cricflix, another YouTuber that I watch that gave me the inspiration to make some bigger print and cut. She also have a 7610. I think that they are the same, but I have like two places to make the page to use to put some paper, and even though I don't use them since I'm always doing the rear slot to put my paper because it's cardstock. So, but that's the printer that I have. I really like it. It's a very big printer. You're gonna see it because I'm gonna film the process. Um, really big. I I I said that it's a she because she's doing so many things. She can copy, scan, fax, print. So of course she's a girl. So she's a beast. She's really big, but I really love her. Of course, it's cost ink because it's inkjet, but well, if you watch my video, it's because you want to try something. That's the cost of it. So that's my printer. So okay, go back. I'm gonna print. When you use that printer, you have, see, the last project I did, it was trying to be a 12 by 12. So you choose your printer, you go in print setting, be sure to have the 12 by 12 cardstock. You can do it, yeah, like custom, user define. I already have it, 12 by 12. More setting, I have the highest setting that I can have so I can get a nice print. I use cardstock. So it's gonna change. You're gonna sit on a 12 by 12. So what's important in Photoshop when you're gonna print is that it's center, and that center is check, and that scale to fit is not check. So that's the two things that you have to change. That's the only thing you have to touch. So I'm gonna go print. With the Epson, what you're gonna have, it's another window that's gonna pop. That's gonna ask me to print. So just because I want, oh no, well, it won't. It won't. My printer's not open. There she is. I'm gonna prepare some soup. Okay, that's what I mean. And just have to press print, and it's gonna print. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the printer.
Okay, here is my printer. So like I said, she's really, really, really big. Just to show you this on the side, it's a small, it's a HP laser color laser jet, and it's used to be big for me, but this one it's really bigger. So just to show you, that's the cardstock that I use. It's a 40 sheet pad. It's 12 by 12. It's from Walmart. I live in Canada, so for this pad I think it's $6.97 Canadian dollars for the whole pack. And inside you have white paper, and one side is, I don't think it's gonna show on the camera, but one side is texture and the other side is smooth. I'm gonna print on the smooth side. So my sheet are all ready. I'm gonna go back and forth between my computer and my printer. There you go. So it's gonna print. That's one part that I like, it's to see it print. I don't know why, but I like it. Go there, the other part. It's pretty fast. Hi, come on, take it. There you go. Part 2. Sorry, my cat was. What is the noise that cat makes in English? Meow. So part 2, we have 2 parts: the feet, the other part. Oh yeah, I have to put the paper. Hey, come on, take it. Oh. So 3 done. This one is the small part, and we gonna have the head. Okay, the last one. Here's the last part. It's a head with the gun. So I'm gonna go move you to my Cricut.
Okay, we're back in Cricut Design Space. The next part's gonna be here, so you're gonna load all 5 parts that you're gonna do. So you're gonna have the 5 parts in your Cricut. You're gonna resize each of them 11.5 by 11.5. So 1, 2. This one. That's not what I want to do. Just want to select it. Okay, this one done. This one done. This one. This one. And this one. There you go. You have the 5 parts. That's all you have to do here. So you click make it. So it's gonna cut. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my machine.
Okay, so now we are at the Cricut. I have an Explorer here. I'm gonna put it to cardstock. I already prepped my 5 mats, and that's it. You just have to put it in the corner, and when I load my machine, I'm trying to have my mat in the much as the center as I can, and I don't give a lot of pressure, just hold it in place and load it. Yeah, I should do that. Okay, so I'm gonna say continue. And cross my finger that everything go well since I'm filming. Okay. First one, first cut. Yeah, my mats are not sticky enough. One done. Just realized that I changed my blade earlier for something else. Just gonna put back my original blade. Where is it? There it is. Little ball of foil, and just, I don't know if you knew that trick, but it's just gonna clean it, sharpen it. Okay, so mat number 2. Mat 2, mat 3. I pushed a little too much. And the last one, a fifth mat. Here we have our 5 mats cut. Some of them I'm off. I can see it. It's like I said, trial and error. It's not meant to print and cut bigger than the size of the Cricut, so we have to do with what we have. So I'm gonna turn you around and I'm gonna show how I put it together. We're gonna put it together. I have all my pieces here. What you're gonna need is a pair of scissors, because of course if it's off you're gonna need to cut something. The way you're gonna glue it, I'm gonna use a tape runner. It's from AdTech Crafters tape. It's from Walmart. It's refillable. So okay, I'm gonna start with the legs. And okay, I don't know if you can see it, but you see that I was a little off here and I don't want white, so I'm gonna take my scissor and just go and try to get, okay, I'm just gonna take this out of the way just to show that I'm gonna do the leg first. Okay, so I'm gonna try to take just the white off. Okay, so if you lined it, see, you almost don't see where it's supposed. So I'm gonna, that's why we see the flap, you see, it's easier like that because you don't have to go and try to put it, you just have to lay it on top of it and glue it. Oh, I'm gonna put some. I have a glass on my desk. So yeah. Try to line it the best as I can. Yeah. You almost cannot see where it's a junction. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other leg. Same thing. I see that I have some white, so I'm gonna take my scissor and get away. Okay. So, I'm gonna rub that off later. This. Yeah. The other leg. So you see, it's already more than my mat, and my mat is 17. I go like that. From here to here, it's 17. And so it's already 19-inch tall. So that's the bottom. I'm gonna do the top part. Then I'm gonna put them together. So this one is going here. I see some white here that I don't want. Okay. I think it's gonna be all of the piece. It's gonna be nice. Yep. Okay. So that is in my hand. I'm just gonna put some glue. So, yeah, I'm gonna put some here. Okay, so one piece done. So it was a little bit off on the gun. If you see, you can see just a little white, so I'm gonna take that off. Ouch. I have to be so careful with those scissors. They are so pointy. I stepped my finger a couple of times, and they're great. They're from the dollar store, Canadian dollar store, of course, at Dollarama. Look at this. Oh. Yep. Okay, I just saw some black, the white that I want to take off. So, oh, I see the, oh, I'm gonna cut it after. So, I'm gonna glue. Oops, don't go over your print. try not. Oh. Now I have so many parts to align at the same time. My head. His head. I'll start from here. Okay, that's better. Yeah. So I see that my flap here was a little too big, so I'm gonna cut it by hand. Ouch, that's what I said. My scissors are really pointy. Yeah. So, bottom, top. Fine. I could have made the flap over here a little taller. Because now I have one. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna try. And there you have it, 34-inch Stormtrooper print and cut. I'm gonna take some picture, insert it, so you can see. Of course, it's gonna go on a wall here, probably on my husband's side of the computer room. So here, voila.